Hi and welcome. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator and we've got the PMDG 737-900ER. I'm going to do a quick guide on how we set up the FMC only. So let's get started. Now to use the FMC, if you've got a cold and dark plane, you're going to have to do a little bit to start up the plane. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to hit the battery. I'm going to hit the left fuel pump and the left aft. I'm going to click the APU to turn it on. One other thing we can do while we're waiting is we're going to go all the way up to the top. And just up here, we're just going to switch this to nav and also this to nav, so those two. You can check if the plane APU is starting up by listening outside. But the other way to know is if you go up here and you're looking at this, when this goes all the way up and then comes back to 4, this will light up. So once this is lit up, you can then click down once here and down once here. And then that's all the startup we need to do in order for us to be able to use this. So we're just waiting for that. So we're just waiting for this to come back to 4. And you'll see once this hits 4, it'll light up about here. If we want to, we can just throw on the anti-collision light, but that's not what we're trying to do. So we've got it lit up, it's at 4, we're going to click down once and click down once. So that's it, now we can look at the FMC. So that's from a cold and dark start. Now we're going to just go straight into FMC. And I'm going to go to what it says POS init, and we're going to click on that. So we've got last position up here, we click once here, and then we click once here. Brings it down, and you'll notice it all lights up here and it's got some information now. So next we're going to put in our reference airport. So we're at Wellington International Airport, so NZWN. And then it's asking for gate. Well, we're pretty much gate 26 I believe, and you can see that out here, gate 25 and then gate 26, okay? So we're going to just put in 26. If you put in the wrong gate number, it'll tell you it can't recognize that. See that? So it's got the coordinates for that. Now we can click route. Now I've got the flight plan inserted from SimBrief, so I'm going to show you what you can do there. Now I've still got NZWN there. If you have lots of flight plans in there, easy way of finding just the ones you want is to put in the airport that you're at, NZWN, and then put flight plan request, and it's just going to bring up the airports that have that airport. I can now click once on select, and now you just wait. Okay, so it's not obvious what's going on at the moment, but it should be lit up like this. And now you just nothing is on the screen. You just wait basically. Okay, so just wait here a little bit longer, and something will come up down here. Now notice it said load route uplink ready. Click once here, load. And now you've still got to wait a few more seconds, but it's going to get all that information and bring it in to our plan here. Great, so now we can click activate and we can click execute. Now you can put the runway in here, but another way to help yourself to make it a little bit easier is to go straight away to departure arrival. Okay, so we're going to do NZWN. We're going to click on departure and we can click on runway 34. So when we click on runway 34, if we go back, to get back, we're going to click on init ref, index, and then we're going to click on the POS and we'll go back through it. So click on route, and then in here you'll notice we've got 34. Okay, so that's how one way of inserting the runway. We're going to go back to departure arrival. I'm just going to put in the arrival. I'm going to click next page once, and I'm going to click on ILS 23L and click execute. Now I know in real life I don't click execute every 5 seconds, but I am doing that obviously. So now I'm going to click on index. We'll go back to the start and we'll go through the pages as normal. So we've got POS in there, we've got route. I'm now going to click on route. We've got all of this information entered now. You can put your flight number in if you want. We're just putting a number in there, so we've got some flight number. Then we can go over to performance initialization, and you'll notice here we've got all unentered information. Now here it says perf init request. Click once here. So this is the same file where it gets the other information from. And you just wait. Notice it just disappears, not much happens, but wait, and you'll notice down here it will come up with load very soon. See that? Now load perf uplink ready, so you click load once, and now it's all filled in for us. So then we click execute, and we've got all of our information inserted in here. You can get some of the information like zero fuel weight from going into looking at your plane actions, so like aircraft, and then let's go back. Actions, payload. So if you have a look at your zero fuel weight, ZFW 67.7, you'll notice that's where it's pulled it from. Okay, 67.7. So that's another way you can just double check. But we'll just keep pushing on the screen here for now. Our cost index is 18. We're going to click on N1 limit. We've got the selected outside air temperature. So I'm just going to put in 20. I'm going to click that up here. And then you can derate the takeoff, or you can just leave it on this. I'm just leaving it on that. So we've got maximum takeoff. I'm now going to click on takeoff button. Now this screen, just make sure it has QRH off, and then click on flaps. Now we need to enter what flaps we want to use. So let's say we put 15 flaps, and we click up here. You'll notice it's now entered in those details. If you have QRH off, do you notice it disappears? So that's why I'm saying just make sure you've got that off so you can see it. And then double click on this button twice. So that's now entered, and we've got that trim. So now to enter these numbers, we're just putting in 143, 145, 153. So around about 140 to 160, this plane is taking off, depending on your weight and your payload, and it's calculating that for you, obviously. So now we can go and look at our next pages for descent. So I'm going to click on DES, and then in DES screen we can click on forecast, and you'll notice the screen is all empty at the moment. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click descent winds request. We're just going to wait again, keep waiting, and as long as you've got that file in the correct directory, then you'll be able to get this information. I'll put the link to what the directory is that you need to put these files into just in the description of the video. I think that's the easiest way to work it out. So I click load, you'll notice it takes a few seconds, and then it enters it all in for us. So that's good. We click execute, and that's all entered now for us. Now the final little thing we want to look at, just to be doing the minimum to be able to do a flight, is click on legs. You go down to this page and then click on next. You'll notice I've got a discontinuity. Anytime you've got a discontinuity, you're always using the line below and bringing it up. So in this case, I'm clicking here once. You'll notice it says that down there, and then I'm clicking above once. So now it's taking that spot, and then I'm going to click execute. So now that's gone. So I can now go through the pages, and there's no discontinuities. Now just one thing, if you look up here, you can change this to plan, okay? And once you're on plan, what you can do is you can zoom out a little bit, and you'll notice it's got step down here. So if you change this to map, you won't have step, okay? So if you just want to go through your plan, you've got Russell, because that's the currently selected one. Now if we click on step, it'll change you to the next waypoint. Step, next waypoint. Step, next waypoint, next waypoint, next waypoint. So we can now sort of see our entrance into the airport where we're trying to land, and then we come in. Okay, so just really helpful to know that. That's helpful. So we'll just go quickly back over the information, but essentially we've got the minimum that we need to be able to do this flight for gaming purposes. So pos and net, we've got all that in there. We've got our route information here. You can leave company route empty, that's not a problem. You can click on takeoff. We've got all the information here, so we know we're going to be taking off at these speeds. And then we can click on next. And we can click on next. We can check our progress, leave it on the progress screen here. And we've got our fuel calculated. Obviously you'll need to do that. I haven't necessarily done that, but we've got more than enough fuel to do this flight. And yeah, hopefully that's a little bit more information on how you can set up FMCs. So from this point, you just need to do the startup of the plane. We're going to do the startup of the plane in a separate video, and then I'll do a video putting the two together. Hopefully that helps someone. Sometimes it's good to see how someone else is doing it, and then you can start to pick things up, because it's not necessarily that you're going to pick up everything just from one video, and you can get stuck on some points and just not know how to proceed. So hopefully this video helps add to the information just to help you work out how to progress and get all this information in here and then get going and have fun. Thank you for watching and have a great day.